Hi everyone, this is Justin Cote for CLD 419. This is an introductory video blog for my final project where I'm going to introduce my theme and a couple of the items I selected for my 10 sensory aspects of whatever theme I chose. So the theme I went with was light. I did this for a couple different reasons. I feel that light is maybe overlooked or underutilized sensory capability or possibility inside early learning centers or classrooms. In the few times that I have seen it used in my time on the front line working or completing my 4 placements throughout my time at Ryerson, I've seen it has a really strong ability not only to captivate an audience of students, but stimulate inquiry and questions about how light is created, where it originated from. Are we able to control light, change its shape, its color? So I felt it would be a perfect theme for the expectations of this final project. Alright, so moving on, I'm going to introduce you to the first item, household item. So it's my router. I thought it made sense first off because without this I wouldn't be able to be enrolled in CLD 419 because I wouldn't be able to connect to the internet. The first thing that kind of stood out to me was you have different colors of lights. You can see the green and blue, and all these lights transmit information to the user about their internet connection, how strong it is, whether you are connected to the internet. And the other thing is that you kind of always seem to have flashing lights on your router, which is going to orientate your eye towards whatever is flashing. And again, this just is telling a user whether a light is flashing or solid, information about how strong or if they are connected to the internet. All right, moving on. So, number 2 is kind of old school, and that is a very, very old-fashioned light bulb. Now this would be one I probably wouldn't bring into a classroom because it's got this kind of foggy, it's pretty old, this foggy outside. I'm not sure if the bulb came like that originally or if just over time there's been some buildup of material, but you can't really see the inside of the bulb. I would bring in a clear one into a classroom so you students can see where the light is emitted from and where it originates and how electricity, I'm not exactly sure the components of how light is created inside of a light bulb, but having the ability to see inside it and where the light originates from would add to the light bulb's ability to captivate an audience. So I'm going to turn it on. So you can see there's limitations on my iPhone camera as far as what exactly it's picking up. The rooms all of a sudden looks really, really dark even though it isn't, and that's just the phone adjusting to how much light it's receiving in its lens. And also it's just kind of got this yellow circle blob inside of it. It kind of looks like a bean actually, and that's not how it looks like in reality. So the sensory aspects of this are staring at it really hurts your eyes, so you're not able to exactly focus in on it too long. It's obviously emits some sort of heat. My hand's quite close to it right now. I'm not going to touch it, but it does give off a pretty hot touch if you were to put your fingers on it. And so yeah, I think this would be a very rich, I mean, it would depend on your class as to how much supervision or adult interaction is going to be needed to facilitate children investigating light bulbs and how you're going to set it up in your particular classroom. But yeah, I thought this would be a good choice for one of my items from this project. Alright, moving on. Next up, I'm going to have to set down this camera for 1 second here. Now I hope you can see me. So light I would assume, I'm pretty sure my research has deduced that light originated by somehow some human coming up with the idea that rubbing wood together or sticks together creates friction, enough friction to create a flame, and we created fire. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, or thousands of years ago, depending on your view on the universe. So I'm going to cheat and use, if I can get this, a match. So first, the sensory aspects of a match, you can see the bluish hue at the bottom, and then the solid white light at the top, and then the orange embers kind of burning at the end of the flame. This one's getting close to the end, so I'll have to... So obviously there's going to be some safety concerns and probably some immediate resistance from maybe some parents, other educators, or school officials or center managers about bringing any sort of fire or flame into a classroom or early learning environment. But something that always stuck with me was a birthday cake for a child that had special needs in a particular center I was working in, and he also had some developmental delays. He wasn't verbal yet. When we brought out a birthday cake for him, which had a bunch of candles in it, he was intensely focused on these candles. It goes to what I was sort of speaking about earlier, as far as flames and fire having a real unique ability to captivate an audience. So that always stuck with me, that flame and fire and light, something that we probably regarded as necessary for our survival, so that probably explains the strong reaction we have towards it, as something that could be used depending on the center, the children in your classroom, or the students in your classroom, whether you think it's going to be a safe or a worthwhile learning experience. But yeah, if you look back at the Gordon Tully TED Talk I posted, he was all about kind of shedding traditional kind of safe and foam-based learning bubble environments and allowing children to use risky and dangerous materials. All right, last one. This is kind of becoming a long video blog, so I'm going to try to end it as soon as possible here. So, this isn't my mouse, this is my girlfriend's mouse, but I thought it was a perfect choice because it has actually a couple LED lights inside, and it's see-through, so you can see inside the circuit board in there. So whenever this mouse is moved after it's been stationary for a while, it lights up. So you can see it's got a second LED light in there. It's lit up the whole time, which I think is cool because children can explore this material and see the circuit board inside and how the user's input on the mouse is then translated through the circuit board into information that can be used by the computer to control on-screen content. So again, this just sort of enriches and deepens children's understanding of technology, and also what exactly is going to elicit the mouse lighting up, well, that's not very long, further than it already is. Okay, so I'm going to end this blog. Thank you very much for listening, and you can scroll down further to see the other 6 items I've selected for my final project blog.